Oops.
Warning. This game contains scenes of explicit violence and
Oh
gore.
shit, I'm already past that.
Capcom.
That's some early 90s rendering I see. Well, late 90s.
Hey, those are some Dark Souls 2 enemies in the background. What the hell?
Oh.
Running. Zombies.
Where did the zombie come from?
A gun.
It's completely unlikable plot.
That asshole.
Scene shown, something that does not happen in the slightest.
Well, don't worry about it. He's also pretty useless in this game as well.
Oh, Steve. One of few characters we're glad never was brought up in the canon ever again.
You know, they can still do something with him.
Like that one Capcom dude who legit wanted to make sure that they became a couple in the game. And he was pushing super hard for makeout scenes and love confessions and everything.
Oh god.
And everyone basically said, no. Man, the voice isn't with it this time. It says Resident Evil.
He's seen this game before, he knows how shit is. This again? Yeah.
Yeah, it is
Claire Redfield,
possible to select either Claire or Steve for the main game, but I just went with Claire because, you know, fuck Steve.
Yeah, pretty much. Why would you ever? I was about to say.
So yeah. Well, this is technically Code Veronica. This is actually more of a Cliff Notes version of it. This is, I think it was at least released in Europe as Resident Evil Survivor 2 Code Veronica. And it's essentially based off of a arcade title. It was actually rather weird, as in that instead of the typical light gun game, it's essentially you have a joystick that's in the shape of a machine gun, I believe, and you essentially push it forward in order to move forward, and back and left and right for, you know, those specific directions. And you actually have to twist it left and right in order to turn.
Look at this golden eye shit right here.
Is this a Half-Life mod?
Half-Life looks better than this.
Or maybe the PS2 version of Half-Life?
Man. This right here is what Resident Evil 6 should have been.
High action gameplay. Also naked zombies. Those are supposed to be an endgame enemy.
Well, that's one of the things that Code Veronica sort of turned on its head. One of the first zombies you have to deal with are naked.
Actually, Torgo, I think that you will find that many Lugers in fact have the word Luger printed on them, since that is the brand of firearm. Firearm makers tend to put their brand on the weapons themselves. I like that the best way to get criticals is apparently to run straight into the zombie until your weapon is inside its head.
Yeah, pretty much.
Close combat tactics.
Yeah, this is Resident Evil 6, huh? Oh no, flesh-eating monstrosities carrying horrific viruses. Let's punch them in the teeth.
Gold gun kata. Nah.
Nothing personnel, kid.
I like all these machine guns we are picking up.
Also, if there's one thing I love in video games, it's when your ammunition is in a percentage. Percentage of what? Gun?
My gun is 75% happy.
Yay! Also, for anyone watching this who wants firearm advice, don't hold your pistol the way Claire is doing. What she's doing right now is called teacupping, which you hold your offhand underneath the magazine, and this is a terrible, terrible idea because it will cause feed errors all the time.
It's still better than the way Steve's holding his guns.
Guns akimbo.
Oh shit,
Pretty
Nemesis
much.
is coming.
All personnel evacuate immediately.
Let's slowly open this door.
Yeah, the thing is, while it's doing those door animations, the timer is still going.
Oh god.
That is really right.
Immediately.
I sure do love frame-based timers instead of
Contamination detected.
game time
Level
ones.
X.
Pretty
Especially
great.
impressive when frames are not being rendered.
Yeah.
All personnel evacuate immediately.
Nemesis is here, should be here.
Detected. Level X.
Oh no, he has gotten loose.
Oh,
You
no.
can't control the beast. Du, 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 du. Yeah.
Remember me?
Look at my stupid face.
Remember when you shot me with a railgun in Umbrella's waste disposal facility?
The
That's
Tartar,
good.
I think that you will find that the correct term is the goose is loose.
I still can't believe that Umbrella made a walking railgun and just threw it away.
Well, you know, it wasn't a bioweapon.
Also,
Oh, really?
hunters.
Hey, hunters.
Hello, I'm a hunter. Oh no, I'm dead.
Oh god.
Level 1. Leave here because it is dangerous. See, that's a really helpful little notice sign. It
Okay,
should
look-
just say it just says, hey, you should leave because this is really dangerous.
Oh god. It's
Fuck
a
arachnophobes.
It's a very low res spider.
That's the oh jeez. Magnum power.
Oh, there's the spider.
Blurg.
Ah, I thought the body was going to explode.
Don't get into my way, sis. Steve,
guess-
what are you even saying here?
Yeah, the translation for this game is pretty weird.
Don't get in my way, person who jammed her gun into every zombie he met.
Time for the official residence, unlike the unofficial residence.
Private residence.
Find the key and then leave.
Well, you wasted the magnum bullet there. Better restart.
Yeah, reset. Oh no! Wait, what?
So, was this originally a arcade game?
Yes.
Oh, that explains a bit. Not the graphics though.
Also, there was a hunter in a box. And a dog.
Oh,
Hey, it's that dog. And I do like that they are fast aid boxes, not first aid, because you need it fast, so it's fast aid.
well, you need to get your first aid done before Nemesis breaks loose.
Yeah. The boxes just contain a cloud of that first aid spray gas.
Did you just shoot a light fixture and explode it?
No, the thing is, some of the zombies are strapped with explosives.
Oh, so that's
Oh.
what happened.
So the rescue zombies.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, those zombies were part of Wesker's little assault team.
The shambling assault team.
That also had thunders in it.
And there just was a dude with a long arm.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, they're called...
Banner Snatch.
yeah. They're kind of dumb.
They'll
Yeah.
snatch your banders.
Oh, hi, little licker.
It was a liquor.
It died when you shot over its head, so...
Well, it doesn't know that. It doesn't have eyes.
It died existentially.
You convinced it that there was no point in going on.
Did you just glitch the camera that it just went away from a first person's perspective?
I think what happened was that it was pulling back the camera because one of those zombies tried to grab me, but I killed it before I managed to do that. Yeah, fortunately it's been a while, so I'm not exactly sure what I was exactly planning here, but
Oh,
I get the feeling that at this point it was probably wondering where the hell Steve was.
Who cares? Just leave.
then you get a game over. You left Steve behind.
Oh no, it's an alpha hunter. They're still not magnum proof though.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I've wasted most of those bullets, but hey, a regular handgun seems to work pretty well too.
Eat Steve.
And then I apparently said fuck it and just shot him with the machine gun.
Yeah, blast them.
Hunters in this game are pretty frog-like.
Yeah. Not so fast.
Oh, Steve, there's no way you're cool enough to do that.
It's obvious that the design team for this game was heavily in the Steve camp. Then again, the Japanese loved Steve, so hey.
But they didn't love him enough to bring him back.
No. Then again, they never brought Claire back either, except for in one of the movies, so...
Well, what is there left to do with Claire from a plot perspective?
I don't know.
Her entire motivation was, I have to find my brother, and then she found her brother.
Yay! Oh shit. Now we are operating on a different level. You need 2 keys. Are you prepared?
And then her brother just left immediately to fight zombies.
Yep. It's begun seeing you, sis, but now I need to go found the BSAA.
Need to protect our liberty.
From the zombies.
These vital fluids don't run. You did it again.
It seems that when enemies are close behind you, it goes into the third person so that you can tell where exactly they are.
That is awfully kind of the developers.
And I guess that is a decent point, Body Gripple, that she's the most realistic character in that once she got out of the bullshit, she decided not to get back in. The problem is that according to the canon, she did.
Oh yeah,
Like, she totally did. She's part of a anti-bioweapon organization and stuff.
but isn't it like a charity one?
Yeah. It's basically one of those informative organizations that travels the world and goes to conventions and stuff and goes, hey, you know, violent bioweapons that murder shitloads of innocent people are bad. And everyone's like, shit, didn't know that.
I picture giving these assertivity campaigns to young kids.
If you see a giant fire-breathing monsters, go tell an adult.
If a man in sunglasses gives you a virus, say no.
I totally wouldn't. Inject that shit.
I picture Wesker going around giving syringes to little children.
It's never quite explained how Wesker manages to recruit so many people to his cause, because, I mean, he's a bit of an abrasive cunt, really. I mean, he's not the most charismatic person in the world.
He turns them all into zombies. Like, you think attrition would eventually take its toll.
Yeah, I mean, if you look into a guy's background and realize that everyone he's worked with has died horribly, usually due to his actions, you're like, you know...
Mr. Wesker, what did you mean when all your other accomplices died from zombification?
It was in their best interest to assist me.
Oh, alright then.
Man, that goes double for that Tricell lady, which canonically apparently sought out Wesker. And then she's all like, oh Albert, we will be together forever. You, me, and my terrible fake Italian accent. And
She was supposed to be Italian?
Yeah, she's Italian.
Yeah.
I could never tell.
I know, right?
No, she was undercover, so...
The
you know what I mean.
CEO of Tricell just decides to fuck off to Africa in the midst of an ongoing civil war with bioweapons, and everyone was like, nah, that's fine.
Undercover with Wesker.
And it's also never quite explained why there were shitloads of signs of Tricell being in the area, but there were no Tricell employees in the entirety of Resident Evil 5.
Well, you only need scientists, right?
Yeah, but there were no scientists either.
Well, they got eaten by lickers.
I suppose. Completely eaten at that. There was only bloodstains left. It's pretty impressive, honestly.
Hell,
Especially when you arrive and realize that all the lickers are in cages.
Contamination detected.
So, how did...
that's how they kept them in there.
I guess Wesker just passed through and went, oh hey, all the lickers have escaped. I better do my badass matrix kicks and send them flying back into their cages.
Contamination detected.
Re-glass this entire cell.
Instruction
Yeah.
A. Executed. All personnel evacuate immediately. Biohazard
Oh shit, Nemesis is coming again.
instruction.
Hmm.
You didn't see him last time.
All personnel
Yeah, I decided to just
evacuate
rush through the last level. But here it's a little bit more difficult due to the fact that
Level
there are a hell of a lot more rooms to go through.
A. Executed.
Yeah.
All personnel evacuate immediately.
Oh shit.
Biohazard.
This has gotten loose. So is he just hanging out somewhere all the time? Oh my god. Was he stuck in the attic? He was seriously stuck in the attic of one of the small buildings. Then he detonated a bomb at his own feet.
He has a rocket launcher, you know.
The Nemesis is out of control! Whoa!
I liked one sequence in the police house with the Nemesis where he jumps through a window that he could not possibly fit through, if you look at it.
He morph balled.
Or it was one of those little, you know, light windows.
Oh. Well, I guess he's slimmer than he looks.
Those shoulder pads are pretty huge. Shoulder whatevers.
See, it's all negative with you. Cut us some slack.
Guess he might have a rather spongy texture. that might help him.
The Nemesis, delivered with a spongy texture.
Yeah, oddly enough, that enemy right there, that was one that only appeared in Resident Evil 3, and that's the only room you ever see that thing.
Oh yeah, the spider lickers.
And then of course I died because Nemesis punched me.
Nemesis just falls behind you.
Did he seriously just come in through the door and face inside you to kill you? That's pretty great.
He was hiding behind the door. Just like Chief Mendes.
Oh dear, and Rapster has a story. Apparently someone is running around near his home with an axe trying to kill their brother.
Law.
Time to lock the doors.
You should do the Christian thing and throw the other guy an axe as well.
I am a good Samaritan, Rapster thought to himself as he handed out the guns.
And of course, that old trick with the dogs leaping through the windows.
I'm not sure where they would leap from, because these are really
Yeah,
outside.
considering that that's supposed to be on the second floor or something, I believe.
Yeah. Also, we're kind of inside a building.
Well, you know, they're working on the building's facade, so there are construction setups.
Maybe Nemesis tossed him in there.
From both sides at once.
Yeah. We could probably do that.
Nemesis is a cool guy.
I don't know, maybe he has it set up so that he throws one dog on one side and he loaded the other one on the other side with his rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Maybe he throws one from at a really high angle from far away, and then he runs over to the other side of the building and tosses the other one at a more acute angle.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, it's like with modern artillery, where you fire shells at different angles so that all shells land at the same time at the target. Nemesis is actually an expert artilleryman.
Oh, he's
Rare. I like that enemy is basically, literally, Umbrella going, okay, let's make a creature that can grope people from across the room.
Yeah, they were really anticipating trouble with Claire here. Hey, he's not supposed to be here. He's supposed to be in the Arctic.
Yeah, it'll get weirder after this.
And he has buddies.
Oh hey, it's the Lost Sinner in New Game Plus. Dark Souls 2 references. I apologize.
And remember in Code Veronica proper, where if you get hit by that gas, you had to go on a fetch quest with Steve?
More than I'd like to admit.
Those fart clouds, man. Fox! Die.
Rip Ashford Sr.
Rip in pieces. And you got the time bonus this time despite timing out and being killed? Well then.
Sometimes you have to die to win time.
Dying to save time.
Valley Stared, as far as I know, it is possible for your partner to die, but I honestly didn't really pay all that much attention to it because he's kind of useless.
Yeah.
I like how the map doesn't really help you. Like, oh.
Yeah. I'm all smiles. Shoot him in the armor. Oh no, it's not working!
Shoot him in the ladder. Aim for his bells.
Yep. Aha, the nemesis is natural enemy. Ladders. Let's climb as slowly as we can.
Oh no, or natural enemy, boxes.
And of course, there was a dog in one of them.
Ta-da! The fucking dog. Why are things just randomly exploding?
Guess rescue this guy.
Well, the thing is, in the main game at this point, the self-destruct sequence have been started up.
Yeah, for the entire island.
It doesn't really make much sense.
Self-destruct sequences that result in small localized explosions slowly spreading throughout a complex never really made much sense to me.
Well, it doesn't really work very well because the island is still there when you visit with Chris.
Yeah, I mean, self-destructing is really, really hard. I mean, if you build a building this size out of concrete, I mean, you would need a ridiculous amount of just sheer destructive power to take that down.
I think the key word there is ridiculous and, umbrella.
Yeah, I suppose. They have a bio-explosive. It mutates into successively larger explosions.
True sea virus. Oh hey, there's Nemesis.
Time to fucking leg it!
Oh shit, he's gone.
Yeah, it's here that
Invincible enemy!
Yeah, that's where I shut it off real quick. That no matter what weapon you use, he's pretty much invulnerable to all of them.
He's bulletproof.
But you did get some time back, apparently. Because you shot him enough to stun him, I guess, maybe? Is that how it works? I will never get tired of that roar. Maybe you should have headed up those stairs instead of worried about that guy. And not picked up any of the assault rifles.
Don't worry, you have iframes on the ladder. Else there.
Stair frames.
Can Nemesis even go up those?
Yes, he can.
Oh yeah.
But only when off screen, I was about to say.
He's a weeping angel.
Padded doors.
When you just run face first into them. When you're fleeing in horror from all the terrible monstrosities Umbrella is making.
Pew, pew, pew. Nemesis is not impressed. I'm
Hey.
fucking invincible. Whoa, hello.
I remember that guy when he was the boss.
Let's use this secret door. Nemesis will never figure out where we went. Oh dear.
Yeah, honestly, I forget why I even went in there in the first place.
For magnum power.
Nemesis is coming again.
Dracula
Oh,
is
whoa.
coming.
He almost headed you off there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, did you know Nemesis is coming?
Roar.
Doesn't have this rocket launcher here though.
That might have made a few of these sequences very, very tricky. Oh, hello.
Wait a minute, this part of the game isn't here.
Hey, that's not nice. Let me inform you what you need to do in order to escape.
Here's another boss you fought before.
Why was that spider even there? Is it just hanging around in the ceiling?
That spider.
And yeah, it's not the real boss since it doesn't have a health bar and it goes down way easier than it did the first time. And yes, guys, this was originally an arcade game, and it's pretty weird.
No, it makes perfect sense.
Apparently Nemesis got trapped again. Somehow.
The Ashfords put him on timeout. You got a big jewel.
Critical.
Huh, guess I was wrong. They do show up again.
The spider licker is a sort of neat design, just doesn't make much sense.
Yeah. But so did the game they appeared in.
True. Resident Evil. Heh.
But
And of course I missed completely.
shit, Nemesis
6
gonna get
seconds.
loose.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be loose by the time the sequence ends.
Step through the door, Nemesis is just standing there.
He
So,
just immediately punches you.
roar!
Hey, did you miss me?
Not really, no. Please go. Oh, hello again. How
It's
did you... No. We can't shoot the villain. Not until she transforms. Okay, she's transformed. Blast her.
And then Claire stops her again. No, she's a human being.
Just put some 4-4 Magnum in her. That should do it.
Veronica virus. Such a silly virus.
Unlike the other Resident Evil viruses.
This one is especially silly though.
Wait, what? The fire put her clothes back on?
And their skin.
I mean, the physical part I'm fine with. That I mean, if you can go in one direction, I'm sure there's some sort of magical virus bullshit to go back, make it go back. The clothes? That seems a little bit unlikely. And yes, that was totally an S rank. Yes, I agree, game.
Didn't you have a key we needed?
No, that was off in one of those other rooms. Apparently she walked over there past all the lickers and zombies and just put it on the floor. And then she went back to the lobby to wait for us.
Maybe that's why Nemesis
The
was
self-destruct system
constrained.
has
Hey, yeah,
Yeah,
now
put the
the
key
other
there.
self-destruct sequence is starting.
been evacuate immediately.
With the one with the giant blast shields?
Also a tyrant, because, you know, we haven't had a tyrant yet.
Man, look at that guy's bony
All
eyebrows.
personnel evacuate immediately.
They're trying to make the whole island explode.
Let's wait underneath this giant blast door.
Find a hole. Climb into it. So if we get all the Chaos Emeralds, can we become Super Claire?
No.
And what's the point?
Well, since we're almost there, I might as well explain it. The thing is, normally, you just fight the tyrant at the end, and that'll be the end of it, but if you manage to find all of the jewels in all of the levels, then you get to fight Nemesis after you fight the tyrant.
You're given a lot of resources. I wonder what is coming up.
Yeah, well, the problem is I only just noticed it later on when I played the game. Even though they give you plenty of weapons, you can only hold only 2 maximum, so it's just your handgun and whatever weapon it is you pick up. So of course I just went with the Magnum because, you know...
Titan works out.
Yeah, this guy is pretty annoying because, well, he doesn't really get the chance to do it here, but, oh no, wait, he does. Shockwave attacks, so that's great.
Kinda reminds me of the guy at the end of Gun Survivor. Oh hey, it's Mr. Nemesis.
Hey guys, did I miss the fight? I'm getting real tired of your fucking roaring. Man, this music is so terrible.
Again, then I
Linear
realized that
launch.
other weapons don't really work, so... You can only hurt him with a linear launcher, and the thing is, he essentially just starts running around chasing you, trying to shoot you with his rocket launcher, and the thing is, one hit from that is pretty much an instant kill. So thankfully, you can just circle strafe the guy.
This is some serious unskilled Quake 2 players bullshit right here. Oh, you defeated me.
And then he explodes.
And then another Nemesis walks in.
He splits into 2 smaller nemesises.
And the tyrant. And then the tyrant gets up again as well.
And he picks the small nemesises up by the legs and starts swinging them like clubs. And each nemesis has a rocket launcher as well.
2 rocket launchers.
See, Capcom, hire us. We can revitalize the Resident Evil franchise. We know what people want.
Move aside, sis.
It would just really be great if the fucking door just fell down there and got stuck and it was like, yeah, thanks.
Fuck you,
Smart move,
Steve.
asshole. Luckily, my older brother is a pilot, so I know how to fly Harrier jets as well.
And that's it.
And then they flew out over the ocean, crashed, and were never recovered. The end. In
And of course...
in charge of the supervisor was Shinji Mikami.
Yeah, that's... I mean, the guy that pretty much started the whole series and they couldn't even spell his name right.
Not to mention, he's not the supervisor, he's the supervisor. It's like this cool red visor that you put on and suddenly you can read the subtext of Resident Evil.
Also, there were apparently a lot of companies involved with this.
Well, that's usually the case with Stargate games.
Balancing all the hardware and such. Getting people who actually know how to work with the hardware.
Seems.
Kind of surprised they didn't cover any of that batshit insane Wesker stuff in Code Veronica. That is the only reason to play those games.
You are winner. Congratulations.
Capcom Namco.
Yeah, that's a team up that's probably never going to happen again. Not after,
Capcom Namco Bandai.
yeah, not after Cross Tekken. Man, fucking Cross Tekken, Jesus Christ. A game
don't know,
so,
and they
a game so
still-
bad the fighting community just said no.
Yeah, I don't know. If I remember correctly, the Tekken one never got released.
Yeah, I think it's still not out. Because the sales for the first one were utter shit. And no one plays it. Because it's a fighting game that is ludicrously unbalanced, and you can equip crystals that give you boosts, which means that there's not an even playing field in a fighting game,
Mm-hmm.
which completely destroys any semblance of, being able to play it.
And yeah, his partner level increased. It is still useless.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, let's check out that dungeon mode thing.
Dungeon mode.
It's
Oh, hey.
essentially you go through a bunch of areas and
Oh
you're given
shit.
specific missions. At least the first ones, it's just simply, get to the end and kill the boss. But I think later on there are some missions where the entire point is that you need to find all of the jewels.
Panzerfaust EX.
Is Steve big on World War One memorabilia? Oh well, World War Two, I guess.
Well, this is the modern Panzerfaust. They just never got around to renaming it. You got green herbs.
What this game is saying is Steve's a Nazi.
Hey now. Hey now. He's a history buff, not a Nazi. I just really enjoy dressing in Nazi memorabilia, Steve says as he adjusts his Totenkopf.
Let me tell you about how the SS fought just for the fatherland.
Yeah. Reminds me of that comic where a black dude is out walking and he just suddenly comes across a guy dressed like an SS officer. And he just goes, whoa, what the fuck? And the guy is all like, what? You're dressed like a fucking Nazi. And the guy goes, oh, no, 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 I'm not a Nazi. No, no, no. I mean, I don't support the ideology at all. It's just that I have a pathological attachment to Nazi memorabilia. It's the only way for me to achieve sexual gratification. I fully support your rights and I regard us as equals. So don't worry, I'm not a Nazi or anything. I'm glad we could work this out, and then he walks off.
Is that ironic or?
I think it's meant to be sarcastic on several levels. But it's pretty great.
It's sarcastic on so many levels that I'm kind of having a hard time figuring out which
It's
one.
actually completely serious. No, I like that. I like that one because it's basically what if we take what these Nazi apologists say as actually being true. But then we twist it. And then we twist it back. Then we let it stew for a while. We'll see what happens.
What was Steve doing? No, Steve Luger seemed a lot more wimpier than Claire's pistol.
That's because he gets doubles.
So he can waste your ammo twice fast.
Yep. It also makes no sense because they're using the exact same caliber.
Yeah, I'm thinking at this point you guys can pretty much talk about whatever because this is going to take a while.
Let's talk about how Japanese games love adding dungeon modes like this to action games. And how there are things like this in Parasite Eve, which is another survival action series.
Yes.
And not to mention Yakuza Dead Souls, where there are multiple 50 level dungeons like this. And they're all terrible.
I remember one in Paper Mario 2. Where they actually put a new boss at the bottom.
There you go. Valerie informs us that she almost hit a whale. Well, I suppose the question is, was that a whale an enemy of American freedoms, or... Inquiring minds need to know.
Honestly, I'm a little bit more curious what led up to it. I mean, did the whale owe her money?
Just jump into the water and start punching a blue whale. Where's my money, bitch? You'll be wailing when I'm done with you.
Oh hey, it's this guy.
Also, incidentally, this thing is also Steve's final boss in the battle game for Code Veronica. Though here he's just some random enemy. I'm not really sure, because I just decided to stick around and pretty much kill him, you know, just to be sure. But honestly, I'm not... But honestly, I don't know. I suppose there might have been a possibility that I could have just run past him and go to the next room.
Shining is just channeling Wild Dog here. Just to make sure. And then he shoots the giant worm when he bounces goes.
Also, incidentally, since you mentioned Wild Dog, I decided to look around a bit. And you remember the guy that voiced Chris Redfield in the original Resident Evil game?
Yep.
If some sources are to be believed, he also did the voice of Wild Dog all the way up to Time Crisis 3.
Well, there you go. Neat.
Honestly, I thought he did a much better job with Wild Dog than he did with Chris.
Yeah, but on the other hand, the voice acting for the original Resident Evil is... I mean, if they had a voice director, he probably told them, okay, make it as stiff and corny as possible.
Okay, for your next recording, I want you all to speak inside the microphone.
Honestly, what the original Resident Evil could have really used was the guy that voiced Shiro Dogaro.
I mean, I played my fair share of PS1 games on stream with absolutely atrocious voice acting, and it always surprises me. I mean, when they decided to move on to a compact disc media, they were like, okay, we can now have, you know, really good audio quality right there on the fucking disc and just play it. So what should we do for voice acting? Grab a few interns and make sure that we only do one take on each line.
If our actual voice actors takes, you know, money.
Yeah, but I mean... I don't know, I'm just always concerned with how terrible voice acting that is not professional level voice acting is. Especially in the West. I mean, games made in Eastern Europe and in Japan and such at least try somewhat. They might fail, but at least they try.
I don't know, I think at least back then when it came to well, I suppose at least English voice acting with Japanese games, I think that mostly had to do with the fact that at least most of those terrible ones, they mostly just hired those guys due to the fact that they were actually living in Japan, so they would
Yeah,
really
pretty
need
much.
to, you know, have it all be done in American studios and pretty much pay more money to have all of it done. And the thing is, most of those voice actors that lived in Japan, they pretty much, at least a fair share of them probably went to Japan for the simple fact that, you know, most Japanese probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference between English voice acting that's actually good and really bad, so they pretty much figured, you know, might as well go there. Maybe I might actually get some voice work once in a while.
Oh, hey, now we're playing the original Shadow Warrior.
I might just, I might have that thought stuck in my head of Steve just simply running around making really, really racist jokes.
He's the sort of guy who probably would.
Steve is kind of terrible like that.
Steve, kind of terrible.
Steve died on the way.
Hey, wait a minute. I recognize this music. They reused this track as the between level music in Resident Evil 5, I believe. In a slightly remixed variant.
Hey, you got the gem.
You got a jewel. You can't carry any more Panzerfausts. I think that music is reused in several places in Resident Evil, remixed every time, I was about to say. But it's the same.
I don't really pay much attention to Resident Evil music, so...
Well, it's usually not very memorable, so... That was the politest zombie ever. He just bowed. Then you took damage.
Then acid just poured from his scalp onto your face.
You thought this was a wig, it's actually an acid dispenser. Squid, squid. I gotcha.
It's actually a cephalic disc. A Kappa zombie.
With acid instead of water in the... Yeah.
And an SS uniform.
The SS uniform sneaks its way back into the conversation again. Let me tell you why Kappa would naturally be Nazis.
Will that be more the Tengu?
Probably, I was about to say.
Yeah, for some reason these zombies can take a lot of punishment.
So what do those coins you get out of lamps even do?
They're just for extra points.
Gotta get that score, son. That hunter has just been waiting for someone to try and grab that shotgun.
Yeah, and I just decided to start shooting there like an idiot because I thought those boxes were breakable.
Silly Shining. Why would you ever think boxes are breakable in a game with lots of breakable boxes?
A true challenge of relevant evil, identifying breakable environment objects.
Man, what game was that I played a while back? Shit, what was its name? The thing is that they use the exact same model for interactable boxes and crates and barrels as non-interactive ones. So the only way to know was to run up to them and press the use button.
And do some of them also explode?
Luckily, no. But it was still very, very annoying.
A handgun. What are all these golden Lugers doing here?
The Golden Luger Factory.
You must destroy all of them, so his can be unique.
And the general fascination with the Luger design is sort of silly. I mean, that thing was out of date in the First World War. And the only reason the Germans were still using it in World War II was because the production of P-38 pistols could not keep up with demand. But it still became the iconic weapon of the Germans.
And apparently soldiers really liked them as well, for some reason. In bad fiction.
Yep.
I told you about this outdated World War I pistol I have. Let me trade you my Tommy gun for a C97.
C96 pistol, goddamn. I'll give you 100,000 pesetas.
Really cool. Oh hey, naked zombies. The naked zombies seem a bit more grab heavy, don't they?
Well, if someone naked is coming at you, you can pretty much... I mean, it's a pretty safe bet that they're going to be a little bit grab happy. That's probably why they got naked in the first place.
It's a ploy by Umbrella to tap into human instinct.
Many soldiers are homophobes, so we made these naked male zombies that just grasp on and then they dry hump you,
They get really frisky.
touching you in all kinds of inappropriate places. Oh, jeez.
So is this mode randomly generated or...
I have no idea. I didn't really play for long enough to find out.
I still gotta beat the clock tower after this.
You already beat the first mission of Clock Tower, I think. It said cleared in a big red stamp.
Yeah, but then you went to this mission and played this.
Yeah. Personally, I'm looking forward to the versus Roach mode.
Crossover with Silent Hill.
Man, arcade versus modes. I'm just reminded of the multiplayer versus mode in Virtua Cop 2. Which was the weirdest fucking thing.
But how did it work?
Well, it was basically the police kill house, with, you know how it is with fake buildings and barrels and crates and stuff set up. and you got to pick a position by shooting on your side of the screen, so to speak, and there was no hit effect, so the other guy didn't know. And then when the round started, you popped up from that place, and then the one that got a bead on where the other guy was first and shot him won that round. And then it was best out of 3, I think.
Well, that actually sounds kind of clever.
Yeah, I mean, with what they had to work with. I still have no clue why that mode even existed.
Well, maybe people really liked competitive virtual cop.
The competitive virtual cop scene. Very strong. Oh shit, you have 130% ammunition? How is that even possible?
Then your gun jams.
Magazine overload.
See
Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm doing here anymore.
Nope.
So, they saw the naked zombie and just turned around.
And apparently they respawn in dungeon mode.
Hello. And the golden coins. Have to get them coins.
The story about how Steve became the merchant.
Canon.
Got infected by Vesker's British virus.
The Cockney virus. From all those naked zombies.
That's why there's a... Well, that's why I never see his face, he's just too ashamed.
I think it's more the syphilis, but
Well, that is something to be ashamed of, so...
hey now, wear your syphilis with pride, even as it rots you from the inside out. God damn it, syphilis. Why are you so horrible?
Oh, poor horrible people get it. Oh wow, there's a party going on here. You know, Claire's weapons seem a little bit stronger, honestly.
Chomp.
And grabbed from behind. Only 15 minutes left. 15 minutes left. Can you make it shine?
He doesn't even know where he's going. Oh shit. That music change.
Oh hey.
So yeah, we're fighting Alexia again.
Whoa, okay. Well then.
So yeah, it was here
Panzerfaust
that I decided to show off the Panzerfaust.
Last.
And I miss horribly.
I will not lie, sort of disappointed.
No splash damage even.
And it was around this point that I realized that, you know, it's actually safer to just stay right next to her and just circle straight, because then those flame attacks of hers can't hit me.
That's when you get stuck between her and the crates.
Actually, no, I just
Brr.
shoot her and she dies.
Shoot the enemy with bullets to defeat her.
So yeah, the thing is that you pretty much start out with Claire and Steve for dungeon mode, but you're also able to unlock Chris and that one character that Claire meets at the start of the game.
Wait, hold on. 3.2 million points is an E rank.
Yeah, apparently. Of course, the problem is in order to unlock more characters, you actually need to, I think, S rank most of the missions in order to unlock them. And yeah, at that point, I pretty much said, fuck that noise. I mean, can you really blame me? I mean, dungeon mode, it's really, really boring.
Oh, God. I hate that sort of thing in games where there are missions that are like 20 to 25 minutes long, and then it's like, yeah, well, you are one enemy short of the S rank, so you get nothing. Fuck you.
But hey, now that we're past that, let's try out versus Roach mode.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Infinite everything. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, originally I was planning on just using a regular weapon, but that's the thing I actually unlocked after I managed to finish versus Roach mode the first time, so I pretty much figured, you know, fuck it, let's go with that.
Panzerfaust only. Come at me, bro.
This room will then survive.
So yeah, this entire mode is essentially just you're in a room and you have to kill all of the roaches.
The backblast of even a single one of these things would have killed her. Nice work. Oh wow. Good combo there, good combo. Nice S rank, nice S rank. But can you beat the second room of roaches, Claire?
A very special episode of Fear Factor.
This is some Earth Defense Force shit right here.
Well, there aren't any frame rate problems, so...
And I like that it's using the extra dramatic music throughout all this as well.
Yeah, I think I got that B rank because I managed to get a better score the first time I played it.
Roach Revenge.
Yeah, it's not really all that much of a revenge, since they're still dying horribly.
Will show them the true meaning of revengeance.
And yeah, at this point, I'm just shooting at random, hoping I hit that one last roach.
Yeah, it doesn't really seem like you can do much in the way of... Oh, jeez. Like you can do much in the way of precision shots in this game mode. Insect World.
I like how that one mission gave us 10 times the score we got from dungeon mode.
Yeah. Insect World is apparently the exact same room as previously, but with a different texture set. I love it.
Also some big ones.
Roach bolts.
Yeah, honestly, I have no idea what this room is about because I don't think this ever showed up in the original Code Veronica.
I do like though that apparently for this game mode to say, hey, why don't you bring the crossbow? How useful would that be?
Not a whole lot, because a crossbow is pretty shit.
Yeah.
You just have to get multiple roaches with one
It's
shot.
the final showdown.
Yeah, it's essentially just roaches again, only in the middle of the room there's something attached to the wall that shoots lasers.
We were not prepared. I do like the idea though, them just going, are you prepared for the final lesson? And then they just have a pulse laser. It's like, okay. Sure.
The extreme physical challenge.
The suicidal class.
And that's it.
Then we fly away. Good times.
And second.
The question is, who is number one?
Yeah, now the boring part. We're now going to be reading a bunch of files.
Hooray, files!
On that.
No,
Alright.
if nothing else, at least they're all sort of specially themed. They all have their own special piece of artwork, their own piece of music, and I think they also use slightly different fonts.
Does that damn mouse still have a file in this game?
No.
Oh.
Aw. Who dropped the ball this time? Oh,
Who done
jeez.
goofed?
I guess me and everyone I know am gonna die. Someone dropped the ball on this one.
Come horrible undead abominations.
In 48 hours, the virus will contaminate this entire island and every life form will die out. Harsh.
Man, this guy, he's sort of a downer.
The virus. Leticia. Bleh. Wait, I first met you in an empty solitary cell. Wait, what? But how could it be empty if Leticia was there?
Is he talking about a spider?
Yeah.
Spider?
Pretty much.
What the shit?
We were kindred spirits, you and I. And the spider is like, dude, don't make this awkward. I'm just here for the flies, okay?
So I don't know, do spiders actually eat roaches?
Yeah, sure, the spider is big enough. Watching you suck out their fluids relaxed me. I see. I see. Wait, what?
What?
That'd be a big ass spider. I like how he's talking about who dropped the ball and let the virus loose. By the way, I had secretly been feeding a giant spider with virus-infested bodies. Who is he even writing this for anyway?
You are more powerful than Alfred. And then we shot the Magnum and it died.
Leticia, no! You might be strong, but you're not Magnum strong.
My whole body.
The virus. Let me just write this like a message to you, despite the fact that I know that you're just a giant spider that can't read and is already creeping up to eat me. And the last line is just ARG.
Yes, for itchy tasty.
Did he seriously write ARG? No, no, no. It must be a clue of some sort.
Hey look, it's the stressful spider of Ark.
Yeah,
Inspection
here is
report.
another. Here's another translation error. Originally, the name of the island was supposed to be Rockfort, which was pretty much the name of it in the actual Code Veronica game, but for some reason, with Survivor 2, the localizers fucked up and they changed it to Lockfort.
There you go. However, based on the D files. Give her the D files.
Trying to recover US agents have yet to correct the identity of the spy working with the hazy, you know, the blonde guy with sunglasses.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. Did they actually ever mention HCF again? Because, as far as I know,
No.
they mentioned that he was with HCF in Code Veronica, but then in Resident Evil 5, it's Tricell all of a sudden.
Not really.
Plotting some sort of offensive attack. Unlike a defensive attack. Or a non-committal attack. Nemesis Type T.
It was created in the States where it horribly failed.
Yeah, I don't know. That's another thing. I could have sworn that somewhere in Resident Evil 3, I think it was mentioned that Nemesis was created by the Paris division of Umbrella. So I'm not really sure
Well,
what's up
it
with
was the Paris America division.
Yep, Paris, Ohio.
Yeah.
Maybe Paris, Wisconsin. Or Paris, Texas. We don't know. Okay.
That's, you know, that murder weapon we sent you? Well, the moment it detects an emergency, it will just break loose and wreck shit.
Regard it as a talisman.
It's not like you have
What?
any choice in using it.
So if someone like pulls the fire alarm as a prank, Nemesis just goes, "Oh yeah!"
This is when they're having fire drills.
Wait, did he write this on a wall or something?
Apparently.
That is either really small text or a really, really tall wall.
It's just Steve's dad.
Yeah, I think it is.
How did he even write this down?
I can't understand why things went in this way. And what really went wrong. Maybe somewhere around the part where we were researching horrific viruses to turn humans into flesh-eating monstrosities. But that's just placing blame, so let's disregard that.
Well, the thing is, Steve's dad, he actually got into trouble due to the fact that he actually got his hands on some of the, some classified information from Umbrella and decided to sell it off on the black market.
Where did I go wrong? Maybe that time I sold highly sensitive information on the black market. Nah. Couldn't have been.
All I can do is pray that you live in constant canonical limbo.
If you were reading this, what the fuck? Get out of here, you stupid kid.
Also, come to think of it, it's kind of surprising that he even went the extra mile to actually add in all of that punctuation as well.
Well, you know. He clearly had a lot of time. I love you, my dog.
Why oh.
No, it's my dog, clearly.
My mom.
Myopia? I don't get it. An email sent from a secret agent to their base.
Wow, this is probably the most obnoxious scrolling yet.
Yep. And no hyphens. We have encounter Ed, a carrier.
Seems the poisonous mushroom had hidden.
In his butt. Oh, no, wait.
The third level of biohazards. The other two ones weren't enough.
Since I'm sitting so far away from my screen, it's hard to see, but that picture down at the bottom left to me looks like Hunk wearing a fake mustache and a Santa hat.
Yes, maybe
Well,
that's...
you did get the hunk part right, at least.
Yeah.
Not sure what that picture right next to him is supposed to be, though. Some sort of eyeball.
Yeah.
Hunk
Some
actually-
sort of eyeball. A
Two.
unit of our agents and 2 units of hunters. Is that... How much is a unit, I was about to say? Is it a single one?
Well, first they unleash these robot thingies, and if they see someone, they raise the alarm. Then a hunter comes.
The potential of the Veronica carrier is beyond comprehension. Well then. You think that they would have expanded their use of possibilities after all the crazy shit they done in the first few games, but
Well, one of the features of the Veronica virus was pretty much mind control through farts,
oh no.
just like with ants.
If you fart on ants, you can command them. It's true. The blood of the T Veronica carrier seems to catch fire. Well done.
This makes getting a sample kinda tricky. When it attacks by spraying its blood, just dodge it.
I don't really understand if it's... Why would it be such a great idea to have your own blood be the fuel for your flamethrower attack? I mean, after chasing a guy for a while, you would feel pretty anemic. Maybe that's why it actually just falls over after a while, because her blood pressure is so low she can't keep up anymore.
It doesn't help all those chunks that are getting blasted off.
Yeah.
The intelligence of a human.
Recommendation: hit it with a rocket propelled grenade. The monologue of Claire. I have a lovely bunch of coconuts. Where's my brother?
Brother!
Wait, so is Steve flying?
Yup.
What the fuck? He's too young to even have a piloting learning permit.
Oh man, school. The hardware was made to be piloted by idiots.
I was having a terrible nightmare in which I was caught in a cockpit with Steve. Oh my god, no!
This writing, it tends to repeat itself a lot.
The dream always fades rapidly.
And
Just like a fading dream did when it faded the dream.
This is some fucking shit tier visual novel writing right here. Let me just, like, halfway through this, let me just note, in the cockpit, Steve is controlling the plane. There we go, okay. What do I have to fear? Well, Steve is flying a fucking Harrier yet. He has no fucking clue what he's doing. You're all going to crash and burn.
Oh hey, they're talking about crying again.
Because she is a girl, see?
And that warm sun. How many times are we going to bring that sunlight up?
There are dolphins. Yes, yes, I'm sure there are.
They're saying, get the fuck away from Steve there.
But yeah, as far as I know, that's pretty much the explanation for why everything was absolutely crazy during arcade mode. It was essentially just a freaky dream that Claire had once they got off the island.
It was all a dream, in which things that had not yet canonically happened appeared before me.
And when she dreams about a POW that she could not have possibly ever seen or heard of.
Yeah. My farewell to Steve.
And then she just ejects.
See ya, shitlord.
She writes one of those dolphins back to
Yeah.
France.
Chris is sitting on a shore somewhere, looking out to sea, and then he gets up. And Claire's just riding a dolphin right up to the shore.
And then Chris punches the dolphin.
Yep. Get away from my sister, you piece of shit. I know all about you dolphins. It's time I talked with Steve. Sky's bright with sunlight.
It's becoming brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter.
Why doesn't he turn around? Because he's flying the plane. Is Steve flying into the sun? What the hell is going on here? I don't get it. Let me repeat myself. White blankets.
White blanket, dream fading, Steve.
Sunlight.
Dolphin.
I wonder why he doesn't turn around. Well, he's flying a plane.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Have you tried opening your mouth and saying his name or something?
It's not like he will hear it in this cockpit though.
Like the noise from a swinging axe. What the fuck is going on? Is she going to wake up and it turns out that she's just changed places with Leon in that scene in Resident Evil 4 where you have to do the QTE not to be hit by the axe? This was too deep for me. That much is obvious. I have no fucking clue what's going on.
So yeah, that was stupid.
Yeah. And apparently the entire monologue was within a dream. So she had a dream within a dream, and then she woke up, but she was actually still dreaming, and there was sunlight, and things got brighter. Then, oh no, now I woke up!
Good effort, but it needs a little verb. B-.
And that's pretty much it. That's all the footage I've recorded. There's nothing left.
That was more than enough. I am fully satisfied with this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I
Yeah,
guess maybe one day I'll stream the actual Code Veronica, but that's probably going to be a while.
Hold on
Yeah.
to your butts then.
Hold on to your butts.
So yeah, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much it for tonight.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I suppose thank you, Arthur and Lurk, for guesting for this.
Yeah, it was good.
Thanks.
It was good times.
And
Pretty good
I
times.
suppose since I just noticed that, well, apparently also, happy birthday to Jay Mullen and everything, even though he's probably not going to hear it. But, whatever.
Happy birthday to you.